Hey everyone, Benny here. April 1st, 2026. Wow. I'm standing here in the parking lot of Montgomery County Airpark in Gaithersburg, Maryland. Place where my aviation adventures all began. It's where I got my private pilot's license. Of course, the place looks a little different today, I must say. Uh, wow, 39 years ago. I can't believe it. April 1st, 39 years ago. Unbelievable. Looks a little different. Actually, out here in the parking lot, there would have been an old warbird on a pedestal right here. It's an old T-33 used to be out here. An old warbird sitting there. It was pretty cool. But I figured today, on this anniversary, I think I need to rent a little old 152 out here and kind of repeat my tracks from April 1st, 1987, and fly this little 152 up to Frederick, Maryland, and where I took my check ride with a very well-known, very established aviator who everyone thought was a beast. You better be prepared. You better watch out. If you ain't on your, she's not gonna pass you. Oh, I was so nervous. Oh my goodness. Anyway, little different. But this would have been looks about like the plane I took on that day 39 years ago. Of course, this one looks a little better. Now I've already done the walk around and checked the oil and checked for cans and bird nests in the engine and the cowling and loose fuel caps and everything else. Checked everything out. It's all good. It's all good. It's a sweet little bird. Haven't flown one in a while. So let's see how much it. I won't even be able to tell, man. This place has changed from the air anyway too. So many times I haven't. Unbelievable. Used to fly from here. Sometimes go practice around Davis Airfield, up to Frederick and back, and all over the place. Eastern Shore, man. Lots of flights. Even flew into one night on some practice night windy flight. Oh my goodness. Instructor and I flew me into Dulles. Oh my, that was something I'll never forget. At night, 30-knot winds blasting. Jeez. Oh my goodness. Landing behind a BA-146. Ah, that was some nerve-wracking, sweat-producing night there. Whew. It's all fun now. Okay, enough yapping. Let me get in this little beauty and get it cranked up, and we'll head up to Frederick. Thanks for riding along. Huh. What a gorgeous little plane this is, huh? This thing looks new, man, compared to somebody's taking care of this puppy. This hasn't been rented much, I can tell you. Oh my goodness. This thing hasn't been rented much. It's gorgeous. Beautiful. Okay. Let's see. Let's get her going. Alright. Pre-flight's done. Mixture is rich. Carb heat is cold. Primer is required up to 3 strokes. Well, let's just see. Wait a minute. Oh yeah. I did turn the fuel on. It's on. Okay, prime up to 3 strokes. Okie doke. Pumping fuel into there. Alright, let's clear the aria. Master switch on. Turn the alternator on too, just so I don't forget. And let's see. Throttle in one little bit.
Clear prop.
Oil pressure's coming up. Oil temperature, not yet, but it will be. Plenty of fuel. Suction looks good. She purrs like a kitten. What a little beauty, huh? What a little beauty. Alright, oil pressure check. Flashing beacon and nav lights on. Let's see down here. Nav light beacon on. Pressure's still looking, no, pressure's good. Let's turn the radios on. The radios are on. Let's see, but I think, yep. Let's listen to some. Alright. 28, 27. Let's put 128, 27 would be the AWAS here in Montgomery County. Throw that in there. And
200. Temperature 12, dew point 0. Altimeter 3031. Montgomery County Air Park, automated weather observation. 1356 Zulu. Wind 060 at 4. Visibility 1/2 mile. Mist. Overcast at 200. Temper.
Alright, as you can see, I wouldn't be taking a flight test in those kind of conditions. And as a matter of fact, those kind of conditions don't exist right now because I have the sim set for just a few clouds and a beautiful standard day 2.902, so we can all enjoy a nice smooth flight all the way to Frederick. Okay. So, just procedures, folks. Procedures. And let's see. One thing we do need to do, we'll put 123.07. That's going to be our CTAF communicating channel for Montgomery County when we're operating here. Okay. All right. Warming up nicely. Let's not forget the checklist. We're going down to I don't hear anybody making any calls, so there's no wind. Tell you what, let's take off on runway 32. Since we'll be heading up that direction anyway, we can just depart straight out. Straight on out. Fly up to Frederick. What do you say? I say we do it. Frederick does have a tower now. Let me see something. There was no tower there when I was flying. Flying up here. Let's see. But we will need to contact the tower. That's 132.4. I'm going to put that in on this side here. And there's a lot of other things you'd have to do now to actually fly in this area because of the special flight rules area and the within 60 miles of DC. So we would normally call up flight service and get a special flight rules, flight plan, and had to give you a code, and would have to talk to somebody and tell me we want to go out, what gate we want to go out of. So it's a lot of procedures. Thank you, terrorists. Okay, enough of that. Let's go ahead and taxi on up to runway 32 for departure. Old Montgomery County. And Montgomery County traffic. Cessna, November 965, Papa Tango with the ramp. Taxiing via Alpha, runway 32 for departure. Montgomery County. Okay, parking brakes released. Let's give her a little juice. I'm going to try not to run over this pushbacker tow buggy that definitely not needed. I think we got a Kodiak convention going on around here. I think the old Kodiak convention is on because there's a bunch of Kodiaks out here. Beautiful planes, of course. But right now, this is the most beautiful plane I can think of.
Approaching runway 32.
Yes, I am. That's my say intentions. Letting me know not to have a runway incursion. Giving you situational awareness, which is just fine. That doesn't really exist in this aircraft, but sounds good. Yep, there's the old Montgomery County Airport. Look at that. Wow. That's where that building right there looks kind of like the same building. That's where I had my tail feathers cut off. Did my solo here and everything. My goodness. A lot of memories here. A lot of my flights here were in the wintertime too. I mean, there was snow a lot of snow, man. I'll tell you what, you want to get lost when you're a new pilot, you try flying around somewhere like this with nothing but trees and buildings and snow. Everything's white and everything looks the same. Man, pucker factor there, buddy. We had to pay attention. Okay, here's runway 32. Sit right here. And we'll do a run up real quick. What do you think? Make sure everything's good to go. Parking brake set, cabin doors are latched. Yes, yes. Flight controls are free and correct. Yes, they are. Flight instruments are set, as far as I know. No, they're not. Let's do this. Let's turn on a transponder. We really be in big trouble right here. No transponder going. We'll leave it on VFR. We didn't have any special private codes or anything yet, so let's see. Do it like old times. E6B, protractor, sectional chart 6 feet by 6 feet, wadded into the size of a notebook so you can see what you're doing. I love it. Didn't have any iPhones, electronic flight books, iPads, GPS. Not that's a bad thing. I love that stuff now. My gosh. I love that stuff now. Matter of fact, I get so used to flying with all that stuff now, it's like being in the Stone Age, just flying a little bugger like this. I remember everything. Oh, hey, look. Reaching for my controls to turn my transponder and push a button and do things. No, I gotta reach over here like this. Radios, same. Alright, we got our radios in here. Let's see. We're just gonna bug out, fly up to about let's just say 2,000, 2,500. We'll stay below the 3,000 foot deck of the Class B airspace. And don't want to get shot down by any F-16s around here or anything, so we'll go ahead and do that. Alright, I'll quit yapping. Let's get this buggy in the air. Let's go. Off we go. Brakes off. And Montgomery County Airpark. Cessna November 9065 Papa Tango, runway 32. Departing at this time, Montgomery County. Wow, brings back memories.
Approaching runway 32.
Some ugly building scenery there. Alright. What's going on with this scenery, man? What's going on with that scenery? I gotta figure that out. That's ugly. Everybody's buildings are wrapped with brown tarps.
On runway 32 remaining.
Yes.
4,100 feet.
Alright then. There we go. Go on that center line. We'll rotate at 55. There we go. And we're up. On the climb. Down. Make sure nobody's in front of us. We're good. Flaps up. Nice. Place has grown so much. There we go. Headed to Frederick. Now. Headed to Frederick. Normally I would listen to the Atis and Frederick. Since we're not in actual weather conditions right now, this is about how it was when the day after my test. It was like a beautiful day like this, a little bumpy, but I was sweating bullets. This whole time I had all this time flying just like this. I had this much time here to think about what was getting ready to happen. I'm thinking, my God, I'm in an airplane here by myself, piloting this airplane up to this airport, Frederick, and there's going to be a woman up here with tens of thousands of hours ATP ratings. I think she even flew aircraft in for the Wasp, maybe even. I don't know. She had so much experience. It was scary, and everybody was just warning me I better be on the ball, man. On the ball, because she didn't play around, and if you weren't up to snuff that day, man, you weren't going to get your license. So I was sweating. My hands were so sweating on this. Thinking about it. I'm like, oh, alright, just relax. She's only a person. If you don't, I'm only sitting there telling myself, well, if you fail, you can do it again. Well, I wasn't going to do it. No way. I'm too prepared. I'm too ready. Wow. What memories. Alright, anyways. I'm going to go ahead and put the tower frequency on here. And I will call Frederick Tower here in a bit. Until I get within about 5 or 6 miles, I'll let them know I'm coming in. How beautiful is it out here today, though? beautiful. Well, we'll listen to it anyway. Taking my eye off the, I'm looking at charts. This is where my altitude's going up and down a little bit. No autopilot in this little thing. Hey, it's 124.87. Let me put that in there. Hey, it's 24.37 and just listen to see. They'll probably give me one of the runways they're using right now anyway, if I call. So let's see. .87, excuse me. Wake up, Benny.
033. Density altitude -200 feet. Advise on initial contact you have information Lima.
Lima.
Frederick Municipal Airport, information Lima. 1447 Zulu. Arriving and departing runways 2330.
2330.
Wind calm. Visibility 4. Mist. Overcast at 600.
Okay, that's cool. We can do that. We can do that. They'll probably tell me to land on 30. Oh, there's Sugarloaf Mountain over there. I believe that's Sugarloaf Mountain. Used to live right over in that area there. Not too far. Lived all over the place in this area. My gosh. Unbelievable how this place has changed. Alright. Pick up my speed. Everything's looking good. Looking good. Alright, well, we're getting close. Let me go ahead and call Frederick and make sure I got the right frequency in there. And Frederick Tower, Cessna, November 9065, Papa Tango, Cessna 152. I'm approximately 6 miles southeast, 2,000 feet with limited land.
Cessna November 9065, Papa Tango, Frederick Tower, enter right downwind for runway 12.
Oh, they have 12, huh? Ah. Right downwind for 12. 5 Papa Tango. We're like on a 45 for that right downwind, 12 right now. Degree downwind. .152. Here we old Frederick. I used to live up here in Frederick. Also. Actually, it was the last place in Maryland that I did live. It was up here in Frederick. It was pretty up here. It's got so crowded, so busy. A little ways out, I'll go ahead and turn downwind. Entering a left downwind, runway 12. Or right downwind, rather. Right downwind. And bring it on back. Power on back now. And I'm gonna watch your altitude there, buddy. Stay up there.
Cessna 5 Papa Tango, wind 090 at 7, runway 12 cleared to land.
Runway 12 clear to land, Cessna 5 Papa Tango. Go ahead and turn on, pull that carb heat on. I got a little story about that one. Carb heat, don't forget that. Let's bring the power back. Give me some one notch flaps right here, huh? One notch of flaps. going here. Alright, go ahead and turn our mega right base. Mega right base. Mixture's rich, fuel is on. Good to go. Right base runway 12. There we go. This one I usually put on about another notch of flaps. Bring your speed back here, Benny. Usually this thing, there we go. There we go. And let's start our final turn here for runway 12. There it is. Slow down. More than an actual. There we go. That looks good. Looks good. Runway 12. Frederick, Maryland. I hope my instructor didn't watch that landing. I'm not even on the center line. There we go. Alright. And we're going to get off on here.
Cessna 5 Papa Tango, contact ground on 127.425.
127.425, 5 Papa Tango. We'll stop right here.
Approaching runway 12.
127.42. Uh-oh. 127.42, there it is. Flaps are up. Let's see, turn our strobes off. Okay, taxi lights on. Frederick Ground. Cessna, November 965, Papa Tango. I'd like to taxi to the FBO. Taxi via Foxtrot Bravo Charlie Hotel. Good day, Cessna 5 Papa Tango. Alright, let's go. Right now, man, I was so nervous. This is after I landed. If there had been a tower here, then I would have been so... I probably would have wet myself. Having to talk to a tower and stuff. Oh my gosh. But I would have been prepared if that back then anyway. But still, man, I would have been so nervous. Oh yeah, now we had to go taxi up to that building, go inside. I had an appointment. I had to go in there and get grilled for an hour first before we even got to fly. All my procedures, regulations. Oh man, I was...
Approaching runway 12.
So much going through your mind when you're doing something like that. I mean, you just, oh man, because you want it so bad, you know, you work so hard, you want it so bad, and of course everybody's told me that she was a hard, she told me she was actually a hard ass is what they said. She's a hard ass, man. She's the one I drew from my flight check to get my private license. I was thinking about my instructor too. You know, I wanted to make him look good. You know, you don't want to have somebody, your instructor, look bad by going, you know, and taking a flight test. Some instructor says, "Who the hell taught you? You know, you suck." So I had that in my mind too. Whew. I think I had like probably, I don't know what, 45, 55 hours maybe. I can't remember. I'd look at my logbook, but it wasn't any more than that when I took my private test. I think it was around 45, 50, somewhere. Oh man. Here we go. Oh, this is where I was sweating. I was looking at that building over here. AOPA headquarters is back over to the right there, back off my right wing. Over here, going out here, I parked my aircraft out here. And just like this is where I parked. I seem to remember right here. Whew. Parked here. I'll shut her down. Put it up. All right. Turn everything off. Okay, this is where I was really sweating. I gotta go in that building and do what I'm here for. So, what did I do? I went in that building. I met my designated examiner. Sat in her office. We talked for an hour. She made me feel comfortable. She was a true professional. She was something. And I was so impressed. And she got you to relax. She knew I was going to be nervous. And she got me to relax and everything. She knew I was sweating bullets. And she said, okay, you've done pretty good here. Done pretty good. I'm impressed. So, why don't you go on out, pre-flight your plane, and I'll be out in a minute. So that's what I did. I came back out here, pre-flighted the plane, got everything ready, and out she came. We both got in, we got zipped up, we sat here. I'm just getting nervous again, getting nervous. We sat here and she put me through the ringer. We taxied out, flew out in a practice area somewhere, and she put me under the hood where I couldn't see and had me do, unusual attitudes, and she had me do some takeoffs and landings, and some balked landings, and go-arounds. And you go through the whole gamut. She made me do everything. And my last night, when we were coming in on our final landing, of course, my hand's still glued to the yoke. I'm just sweating, and she's like, relax. And we're coming in, and she tells me to do a go-around right before I'm touching down. She says, do a go-around. And I'm like, oh, go around, go around. So what did I do? First thing I did was I put my hand on the carb heat as we were descending, probably 100 feet to the ground. I put my hand on the carb heat knob. I was going to shove it in and then give it the power. And when I did, she slapped my hand. I mean, she slapped it. I was like, oh, Jesus. She goes, no. And I went, oh. And I jammed the power. I realized what I was doing. I jammed the power in. Full power. Got a little positive rate of climb going. Uh, Notch your flaps up. Positive rate. Around we went. I was like, and the whole time we were in that pattern coming back in the land, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what did I just do? What did I just do? And she was quiet. She didn't say anything. And we taxied right back to this position right here, and I looked over at her. She had that clipboard, and she was writing things down, and I'm going, just kind of looking at her. She sees my big old eyeballs staring at her. And she looks at me and says, I'm sorry, Mr. Landry. Uh, I can't give you your license today. And I was just like, oh my God, just for that, for the carb heat? And then she looked at me and said, Mr. Landry. I said, yes. She pulled she pulled the paper off, handed it to me, and she said, April Fools. I was like, what? Oh my God. She said, you did just fine. That was just a simple little mistake on the carb heat. You'll remember now. She said, go. Here's your ticket to learn. Go take your wife flying. Go fly somewhere. And that's your ticket to learn. You did very good. And I'll put my name on your license. And I was like, oh, have the best day of my life. And she said, if you'd like later, I'm taking somebody on a flight test over in, there was an Aero Commander back there, beautiful plane. She was going to fly that over somewhere. And she actually offered to take me. And I wanted to so bad, but I had to get this plane back, you know, it was a rented in thing, so. Ah, what a day to remember. But April Fools, huh? April Fools. Oh my gosh. I was devastated. I went from devastated to the happiest day. It was just incredible. Ah, so anyway, what a beautiful, beautiful thing to remember. And on April 1st. And that's my story and my flight. And anybody that's a pilot or a student pilot, you can understand where I'm coming from. It was just something incredible. But hope everybody enjoyed that.